The season is on the line. It is win or go home. Round 3 of the North Carolina high school playoffs. And teams from the Queen City look to move on. The most in-depth coverage of the road to the state championship. Every sensational run, every hard hit, every spectacular catch. The Sweet 16. Live on The Blitz.
Hey there, everyone, and welcome inside the Bahakel Sports studio for this playoff edition of The Blitz. I'm Jeff Taylor, joined by the hardest-working sports team on Friday night. We got Kelly Bardick, John Treese, and Jack Taylor, and we have a ton of highlights coming up for you.
That's right. Over the next half hour, we will bring you the highlights and scores from the Queen City and beyond. Of course, that includes Weddington, who is looking to defend the #1 seed in the West.
Now we've got some highlights from what might be the best team in the area as well as the Butler Bulldogs played host to Mount Tabor. John, I know you went to that one as well.
Yeah, we'll even take you to the mountains where the Independence Patriots were looking to pull the upset against the 2 seed in the West, Watauga. All of that and more.
But we are going to start tonight with the 1 seed in the West. The Weddington Warriors taking on the 24 seed Charlotte Catholic Cougars, who pulled 2 upsets to start the playoffs. Could they do it again? Let's take a look. Catholic off to a rough start tonight. The Weddington Warriors, like I said, coming in the #1 seed. Charlotte Catholic, the 24 seed. Charlie Smith is going to get picked off right here. Jake Anderson with a pick for the Warriors, and Weddington would turn it into points. Brady Ritter is going to come up with the tough 7-yard run for the score. He is fired up, and so are the Warriors. The Weddington Warriors up 7-0. Now, next drive for Weddington, and watch this run coming up by Nick Diamond. He is going to take the handoff. He's going to make a couple of nice moves.
Oh, wow.
Get this. Dive for the pylon. Touchdown? No. He was 2 yards short, and that would be important because 4th and goal for the Warriors a few plays later, and QB Tyler Budge stopped short. Yes, Catholic's defense fired up, and that would turn the ball over to Charlotte Catholic. Still only down 7-0. We got a ball game. However, 2 plays after that, the defensive stop.
No.
The Warriors D comes up big. Big Aiden Harris stops the Cougar inside the end zone for the safety. It's now 0-0 Weddington. Second half, it's all Warriors. Keenan Jackson takes the short pass, turns on the Jets. He is going to get downfield. Love the effort, folks, but he's going to get hit. The ball is going to come out. It rolls into the end zone. In McDermott falls on it for Weddington. The easy TD there. Wow. The Warriors win big, 37-7, and will host a 4th-round game next Friday night.
Goodness.
Once again, they're playing on Thanksgiving. That's what Weddington does.
That's what they do every time. Yep, that's what they do all the time.
16 teams in every class snap their chin straps with historic intentions. Only 8 would earn their right to do it again next week. 48 minutes under the lights would transform the North Carolina playoff bracket from sweet to elite, and that's how Butler likes it. They've won 3 state titles. They are waving the flag of dominance. That's Coach Brian Hales. He told his guys, do not watch the scoreboard, play. I watched the scoreboard and can tell you it was a blowout from the opening kick. Yes, this was the way they like to do it. They're waving the banner. They're waving the flag from dominance to dazzling. Zach Lawrence, a whistling spiral to red currents. Jaden Williams cleans up the drive with a score behind the mauling offensive line. Mount Tabor had Kurt Pierce problem. Kurt causing havoc and losses on the blitz. Spartans sputtering, and Butler bursting with speed and joy. Ian Coleman with the interception. Ian Coleman, party for 6. He takes it all the way 60 yards up the deflection.
Wow.
They are celebrating a postseason pick 6. Thank you, Kelly. Back to offense. Lawrence to red currents, red alert. He's part sport, part spectacle. The scholarship offer should be falling like Mount Tabor defenders any day now. Well, then Lawrence to currents. They make it official in the end zone. 35-7 at half. 3rd quarter, Jaden Williams untouched, unbothered. Butler unstoppable. 49-13. They are in the Elite 8.
Good Lord. So that's going to be a huge rematch between those 2 teams, Indy and Butler, yet again.
They've met each other once.
And it was an insane game. Probably another one in the postseason.
I like that.
Because we'd say a little bit of a spoiler alert. The 2 seed Watauga was at home tonight as Independence made the trip to the mountains and came back with a win. Early on, Jaden Jones takes the handoff and scores from 10 yards out, giving the Patriots an early lead. Are we surprised it's coming from anybody else? All eyes are on Jaden Jones, but you got to remember the quarterback's back there, too. He walks in free lucky to get another touchdown there for Independence on that fake handoff. Then next play, Watauga tries to get into the end zone as well. They're going to give it to the running back. Look at him barrel forward, but a big hit from the defender for Independence. The big eye with the big defense. They were stout all game long. And now we're going to see Watauga finally find the red zone and the end zone. Quarterback rolling way out, somehow finding Morgan Henry, a crossbody, who's able to grab it and pull it back in. Touchdown for Watauga, but in the end, Independence continues to ride to the next round off of the legs of Jaden Jones. The touchdown would seal a win. Indy 34-14 over the 2 seed, and like we said, it's going to be Hope going to Butler next week.
All right, Butler and Indy once again.
Just that backyard brawl. And you can always see them in the postseason. Hey, don't go anywhere. We have more coming up, including a look at our game of the week that was streamed on Bahakel Sports this evening.
That was a good one. As we go to break, take a look and listen from our student section of the week. The students from Butler High School.
The Blitz on BahakelSports.com is brought to you by Blue Cross and Blue Shield of North Carolina.
Hey there, everyone. Welcome back to The Blitz as we bring you all the action from around the area. Our Bahakel Game of the Week, which was live streamed on BahakelSports.com tonight. It was the NCISAA, that is a mouthful.
It is.
State championship game down in Georgia.
Yeah, and you know what? It's coming back to North Carolina. The Providence Day Chargers took on Raven Gap in a rematch from a game a few weeks ago in which Providence Day lost 42-27. They got the best revenge they could get from their only loss of the season. Championship win. How about that?
It didn't surprise me. It was a great game. And to help us break down all the action from the game this evening, we bring in Reggie Walker and Darren Vaughn, and they have a wrap of the game.
State championship game. This time a rematch between Providence Day and Raven Gap. Raven Gap, the Eagles got the better of the Chargers earlier in the year. It was Providence Day's only loss. PD not only avenges that loss, but they capture their third consecutive state championship, and they do it in very dramatic fashion.
Yeah, dramatic fashion, and you feel for this Raven Gap team as well as they played all season long, unable to finish it with a victory and raise the trophy. Both coaches told us they expected an absolute battle in this game tonight, and that's exactly what we got. It was all about grit. It was all about making plays down the stretch. This Providence Day defense able to get an intentional grounding call in the end zone, which really was huge to allow them to get the ball back and then go down and get the game-winning score. And then in that particular situation, Jaden Davis was absolutely spectacular, managing the clock, managing that drive, and making a big play.
Well, let's have a look at how it occurred. I think the performance from Raven Gap's Trey Horn not to be overlooked. 4 rushing touchdowns for him in this game, well on his way to Georgia Tech at the next level. How about this one? The first of 2 connections between Jaden Davis and then Jordan Shipp from 37 yards out. There is one of the 4 rushing touchdowns for Trey Horn.
Yeah, Trey Horn was absolutely excellent in this ball game throughout the night. Made a couple of throws in some situations. One of them came back for a pass interference, but he was really, really good. But this is the key play. David Sanders creating the collapsing of the pocket to get the intentional grounding in the end zone. That safety got the ball back in the hands of Providence Day. They scored a touchdown. There's the 2-point conversion to extend the lead to 7. And then at that point, it was all about, can we get a stop? They get the stop. And then you see right there, they hoist the trophy for the 3rd consecutive year.
Incredible, incredible stuff. Well worth the drive here in the state of Georgia, settling a North Carolina state championship on our Bahakel Sports Game of the Week. It was a lot of fun. We got more coming at you guys next week.
Yeah, and in this game, just to put a bow on it, one of the things to remember, and Coach White told us earlier in the week, it's hard to beat a team twice.
Yeah.
And Coach Greer kept saying, we just got to be in it in the 4th quarter with an opportunity. That's all I ask for my kids, and I think my kids will find a way to come through. They were able to do that, avenge the loss, and to do it on the road. A long road trip, a lot on the line, a nice environment, but a hostile crowd to an extent. And somehow the Chargers found a way to overcome all of that and carry home a state championship.
Well, that does it for us from Raven Gap, 34-27, the final score. Be sure to tune in tomorrow. Middle school football championship action, 2 o'clock, streaming live on BahakelSports.com. That should be a lot of fun, but we'll send it back to you guys for the rest of the Blitz.
All right, thank you guys. Great job down there. So congrats to Providence Day head coach Chad Greer. I loved how Jaden Davis, his last pass of his senior year before he goes on to Michigan, is that 2-point conversion, getting it in the end zone.
What else would we expect?
For a third straight title. I really thought it was iffy there in the end.
It was awesome.
I'm glad they pulled it through.
Hey, we have more coming up on the Blitz, but before we go to break, take a look and listen to our cheerleaders of the week. They're from the Community School of Davidson.
Go, Big Blue! Fired up, Spartans! 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 Go, Big Blue! Come on!
The Blitz on BahakelSports.com is brought to you by Blue Cross and Blue Shield of North Carolina.
Welcome back inside the Bahakel Sports Studio. A lot more games to get to before our time is done, and we're thankful for that.
Oh, of course. Gotta love all the action around.
Including 3A playoff action from tonight, Jack.
Yeah, West Charlotte and head coach Sam Greiner looking to continue their march into a possible state title trip for the 3A. Now, West Charlotte coming off a win last Friday night against High Brighton. Standing in their way is an old enemy, though, the undefeated Crest Chargers. These two teams go way back, and you can feel the tension early on. Scoreless first quarter, and a lot of fans came up from Shelby. It's not too far of a drive to get from West Charlotte out to Shelby, but defense played big for West Charlotte. The booming hit right here from Julian Carmichael to bring up fourth down. Mr. Football finalist Nitavius Husky taking matters into his own hands well into the end zone to kick off scoring in this matchup. They wouldn't miss that extra point, though.
And good for his campaign for Mr. Football.
Exactly. So now West Charlotte trying to put together a solid drive. Katie Smith, though, the unbelievable pick in the end zone. Dante Nicholson had that step, but look at the robbery that was committed by Devarius Surratt on that play. Lions defense makes short work of the Chargers. West Charlotte gets the ball back. A simple bubble screen spells disaster for the wide receiver. Davian Jones getting the ball. The freshman making the elders pay on that play all the way into the end zone. But in overtime, Crest goes for 2. They get it, get the win 30-29 to advance.
What a game.
Heartbreaking loss for West Charlotte.
But wow, 'tis the season, right?
Isn't that?
Yeah, the journey has been perfect, too. And, but perfection never lasts, especially in football. Robinson taking on Dudley in the 3rd round. Is there anything more handsome than November brown grass with history on the line? Yeah, take a look at some of these plays here. We've got Robinson and Dudley, and this thing just got out of control. Oh, here we go. It looks like we've got multiple games, multiple teams, but we put this thing into work, and what a catch down the sideline. That's Isaac Lee to Jordan Thompson. All right, now we're cooking with gas. And we've got another great run by Knowledge Wright getting those tough yards, but I tell you what, it just wasn't enough. The final in this one,
heartbreaker.
50-28, and that's how the season comes. But this does not diminish this wonderful season.
Not in the slightest.
One loss. The young men should remember that for the rest of their lives. Now let's take a look at some more scores from around the area.
Yep, that's right. You've got a couple more, like you said, some heartbreakers there for some teams trying to make some upsets happen. West Henderson making easy work of Oak Grove, but they fought all the way through.
Yeah, and Hickory, the number 2 seed, they look like the team to beat here in 3A, 61-38. What a dominating performance in round 3 of the playoffs.
I know, 61 points.
It's what is it? Not chopped liver. There's no chopped liver in the 3rd round. There's 16 teams left in the state. That's amazing. Good work by Hickory.
So we'll see Crest and Dudley go up together. Any area teams for us. Crest is a little bit out of the way. We'll still make the trip to Shelby.
We're going to claim them.
We'll claim them right now to keep some games in our area.
We claimed them tonight.
Yeah, I say we claimed it. It wasn't that bad of a trip out there. Yeah. So we'll see how the 3A ships out for us. And we've got even more action coming your way. So don't go anywhere. We've still got one more segment to go on the Blitz. We gave you a little sneak peek, but we're going to give you that full taste next block.
As we go to break, check out our band of the week. It is the Marching Warriors of Weddington High School.
The Blitz on BahakelSports.com is brought to you by Blue Cross and Blue Shield of North Carolina.
And welcome back to the Blitz, everyone. I'm Jeff Taylor alongside Kelly Bardick, John Treach, and Jack Taylor.
We still have one more segment for you as we bring to a close this episode of the Blitz Playoff Edition.
And we check on some 2A playoff action as Shelby made the trip to Salisbury. Oh, the Salisbury undefeated. We start with that Salisbury matchup, and I tell you what, this was an excellent season for these guys. And take a look at these guys. They've got 2 Division I players on the offense. One young man going to Georgia State, another going to Army. Mike Jeter, the quarterback, who also plays safety. And Salisbury looking to make it perfect into the Elite 8. And so you can see that these 2 teams really battled here and just north of us. And Salisbury trying to get it done. And what a tackle there. What a tackle there. We have a final in this game, perhaps.
We do have a final in this one. The undefeated season.
38-21. So.
All right.
Awesome.
Whoa, exciting. A lot of 2A action up in Huntersville tonight. CSD is the place to be to get ready for round 3. That would be the Community School of Davidson. See the sign there? It matched a little while ago when the Spartan Spirit, bringing that spirit as they played host to Forest Hills. Now, the Yellow Jackets were ready to play too, and they would bite first. Brady Hibbert tosses up the lob to the end zone where only Jarrell Boulder could grab it. A big bold catch there, gets up high, pulls it down. What a catch. The extra point would be good. 7-0 Forest Hills. It'd be 13-0 before the Spartans got things going. First play of the second quarter, Connor Ferguson continues to feed his tight end Brandon Header. His go-to guy on that drive. A 77-yard drive ends in a touchdown. This one was back and forth. The Yellow Jackets fire right back. Hibbert to Kamarion Massey for 6. That gave Forest Hills the 20-7 lead. A lot of offense in this one, but there was some defense too. How about a pick 6? All right, okay. Jackets in the red zone, not for long. Aiden Davies the pick 6 all the way to the house. Someone told me he did one last week too, a pick 6. So they could have used more of that though. The Forest Hills Yellow Jackets survive and advance. They get the big round 3 victory, 48-20 win. A postseason pick 6, John. I do. Exactly. I love those.
CSD's only loss all season was to Forest Hills earlier this year, so they could not beat them. They couldn't get the better of them in either game.
Apparently Forest Hills was better.
Apparently, It seems like it.
Yeah.
But for CSD, they're playing for the state soccer championship tomorrow, too. So they got a little bit more glory left in the postseason.
Good reference, Jack.
Well, we've got a little bit more for you as we take a look at some of the other games up in our area and some of the scoreboards from the 2A as well. You see Reedsville over North Stanley, the 1 seed, making it happen. And then the heartbreaker for Monroe.
Bunker Hill.
So close. Undefeated Bunker Hill stays undefeated. You got a little bit more there. North Rowan got a big win as well over Mountain Heritage, so they stick it in the 1A. And there's a couple more games in 1A. We have all of that, of course, over on our website as well. And we've got, of course, 3 plays of the week that we had that will be nominated for this week, and then more to come as well. So a lot of playoff football.
We'll put the play of the week. We'll put it on our website.
Yeah.
So everybody can see who the play of the week went to. And of course, great games tonight. Butler Indy, looking forward to that one. And Weddington, they continue to just roll. They look powerful tonight.
Congrats again to the Chargers, state champs for
the
third straight year.
Does that surprise anybody?
Not 3
It got close that game.
State champions.
Yeah.
Jane Davis couldn't leave the area without getting one more under his belt.
That's pretty cool.
And just to win it in the last minute like they did.
And to win it for North Carolina.
Exactly.
Going into Georgia.
I still haven't figured that one out.
We can keep the title. North Carolina state champs.
Hey, listen, thanks for joining us. I'm Jeff Taylor, Kelly Bardick, John Treach. That's Jack Taylor. Make sure you stay with Bahakel Sports for all your sports coverage in the high school level. And we'll see you next week on The Blitz. Have a great weekend.